Hi, this is V. Thank you for checking us out. I hope you enjoyed this presentation.
I think it's appropriate that we all put our hands together for the Bridgeport Housing Authority for wisely putting together this wonderful program this morning. Without further ado, we will now invite the Chair of the Board of Commissioners of the Bridgeport Housing Authority, Dulcie Nieves, to offer her remarks.
As the chairperson of the Board of Commissioners, we are pleased to be able to sponsor the Jobs and Contracting Opportunities Forum. This forum not only provides contractors with an opportunity to take advantage of the contracting opportunities provided by the Housing Authority and the City of Bridgeport, along with providing contractors with an opportunity to network and to getting an understanding about how to access these contracting opportunities, the forum also provides women-owned, minority-owned, and Section 3 businesses with important information on the authority's new efforts to increase minority and women and Section 3 participation in the dozens of contracting opportunities provided by the authority. This program will help to provide startup capital and working capital for new businesses that will enable them to get access to funds that they need to be able to work with authority and city-funded construction work.
Look at the contracts, talk to your agent, let him look at the insurance requirements to make sure you're in line with what the GCs and the developers want. Talk to your attorney and talk to your accountant.
I'm Pat Laurent. I work for People's Bank. I manage the government guarantee lending department. And I'm proud to say that we consistently are in the top rankings in SBA loans. The primary program is called the SBA Express for lines of credits. It guarantees loans up to 50%. The 7A program is for term loans. It guarantees loans from anywhere between 75 to 85%. And those, like I say, those programs are, if you look at your balance sheet and if it doesn't support the loan, that's where you want to ask the bank to consider an SBA guarantee for you so that they would consider your loan.
My name is Ezekiel Santiago. I work for the City of Bridgeport in the Small and Minority Business Resource Office. For those who are not aware, the City of Bridgeport has a city ordinance. It's a law at the municipal level, which basically requires that all contracts that are awarded, if not to a woman-owned or minority-owned business, then 30% of that contract is to be subcontracted to a certified woman-owned and minority-owned business. And I stress certified. It's very important.
The first thing that anybody who wants to do work on a construction contract for is to read the scope of the work. It's really important that this be done for every contract, every time. If you're comfortable with the people you've worked for or working with, that's good, but requirements change. You have to know that the materials that you're going to supply, the timing of the supply, the equipment that you'll need, and how many man-hours are all figured into whether or not you have the capacity to do this job.
My name is Fred McKinney. I'm President and CEO of the Greater New England Minority Supplier Development Council. I'm here to talk about the council and some of the things and how we can help. There are a lot of things that make for a successful business, but preparation, and Rocco talked about this, our attorney talked about this as well. I mean, you got to be ready. And you can't wait till you get the contract or till the contract comes out to start getting ready. So, when you leave here, you should start getting ready. You should assume that you're going to be successful.
I would like to know, how would I go about being certified
They ask you some very personal questions because they're trying to make sure that the people who are eligible for the program are actually eligible for the program. And so you will have to provide information about your income and your net worth. But if you get over that, then you are eligible for that program.
That politician is with us today. That is the Honorable Mayor of the City of Bridgeport, Mr. Bill Finch.
I'm very excited to be here. This journey for us in the city began when I got elected 6 years ago. All the appointees to the Housing Authority, I'm proud to say, were my appointees with the charge of make sure people live in safe, clean, and decent housing. Now, before I was elected, there was never an African-American construction manager in the history of the city. And I will read you the list of McKissick, McLeod, Tricon, Aries, and Coleman. Now, there's five. There were none before, there's five now. Tens of millions of dollars have gone through those companies, and what I've told them each is, I want to see a lot of people on that job that don't look like me.
One of the things that we find is that we wind up with a lot of bids that are non-responsive because this stuff isn't there. So make sure you read the bids. They do change. Different departments like the WPCA, they have a lot of different requirements than the Public Works Department, and the Board of Ed has requirements, so not every bid is the same.
We've had folks here from Germany, we've had folks from China, as well as Hong Kong and Japan, looking at what Bridgeport's doing, because Bridgeport has always been on the cutting edge of innovation here.
Construction management services is composed of program managers which help the city implement the construction projects, and we try to keep the integrity of the city's vision and the intent of the projects from the beginning to finish. We'll start with the implementation and the programming and schedule everything out and incorporate any grants or funding that have been allocated to each project and follow through the design process as well as the construction and bring the projects to the closeout phase.
Hi everyone, I am Christina Smith. I'm the new Director of Central Grants. I started about a month ago in the city. So essentially the department is responsible for securing grant revenue, funding opportunities to fund some of the projects that were previously talked about. So my department is not necessarily in charge of running projects, but we do and are aware of the various projects that are taking place. Some of the funding that we use are for smaller projects, for example, with Healthy Homes, which helps with lead abatement for residents in the city, to bigger projects and applying for funding for, say, Pleasure Beach.
Obviously, the longer your contract, the more pressure we're going to put on you to comply. If you can't comply, you're going to need to give us a % of your contract amount or provide some training opportunity. But you must comply with our statutory requirements.
I can see we are rebuilding Bridgeport. We see ourselves as partners with the city of Bridgeport, and we're here to rebuild Bridgeport's neighborhoods. Our goal is to make all of our communities desirable communities of choice where people will want to live regardless of your income. And we are excited here to be in Bridgeport because we think along with the city, we have a great partnership and that we're here to rebuild neighborhoods, and with your help, we hope that we can achieve our goal.
In so many ways for Bridgeport, the rock that is the basis for what we are and what we will become. So thank you all for being available and working with us to build a greater city for ourselves, for future generations, and certainly for our Mayor Finch.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this presentation, please hit subscribe. Also, give us a feedback at support@vaseconstruction.com. Thank you again for watching.